Thank you. Please be seated. This is the 5 a.m. calendar on June 30th, 2025. Orders are given on the first of the month regarding the taking of DNA and fingerprints. Those orders remain in effect today. What that means for you in the courtroom is this: not every single one of you has to give your DNA or your fingerprints. If you have to do that, those orders are going to be on your paperwork. My name is Commissioner Beck. I'm here to do a few things for you. Number one, I'm here to let you know why you're here. Number two, if you might be released. Number three, if you're going to be assigned an attorney. The vast majority of you will get an attorney, which leads to my number one rule. Please don't talk about the facts of your case. Anything you say or do can be used against you. Everything in the courtroom is video recorded, so please don't talk about the facts of your case unless it's with your counsel. Second, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions for me. Unfortunately, I'm not your legal counsel, so I can't answer legal questions for you. So please save those questions for your attorney. Finally, you're going to be hearing about lots of different dates, different types of release conditions. You don't have to memorize all that stuff. All that information is going to be on your paperwork. That's why it's important to keep your paperwork and save it. Don't lose it. If you end up missing a court date or if you don't follow a written court order, you could just end up back here. Here's how the morning's going to work. I'm going to call two names. First time I call is going to come into the courtroom and stand in front of me at the podium. Second time I call is going to sit on that chair next to the door. Then we're going to keep on cycling through until the calendar's finished. Okay, please get Chad Dyer to the podium. Jose Morales to the chair, please. Morning. Name and date of birth, please.
Chad James Dyer, 42484.
Thank you. You are here today on a Superior Court new case and 3 probation violation warrants.
This is a huge mix-up.
Sir, let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for aggravated assault using a simulated deadly weapon, Class 3 felony, threatening and intimidating, Class 1 misdemeanor. Found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting a secured appearance bond of $15,000. Sir, you also have 3 probation violation warrants. I'm assigning counsel. Your next court date on all 3 of those is going to be July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. Due to the violation of your probation, you're going to be held non-bondable at this time on those 3 probation violations.
That's cool.
All right, sir. If you want to please step to your left for your paperwork. Jose Morales to the podium. Leticia V to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
10-0603.
Name, please.
Jose Morales.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for resisting arrest, Class 6 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, failure to admit to carrying a deadly weapon, Class 1 misdemeanor. I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court. Because it's been alleged that you committed this offense while you were out on release on your other case, you're going to be held non-bondable at this time. You also have a failure to appear warrant. I'm not assigning you a new attorney. You're going to go back to your original attorney. Your next court date on that one is July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your original judge. It's a $1,000 cash bond. Don't try to pay that bond because you're being held non-bondable on your new case, sir.
So wait, what happens if don't try to pay that bond?
Yeah, don't try to pay the $1,000 bond because on your new case,
I still wouldn't be.
You can't get out anyway, so you'll
I can't get out anyway?
Yes, sir.
I'm stuck here?
Until July 7th, and then you can talk to your judge.
All
right, thank you, sir. Leticia V to the podium. David Vaquera to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Lex Luth, date of birth 12/05/06.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for 3 counts of aggravated assault, Class 3 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct with a weapon, Class 6 felony, and 1 count of disorderly conduct, Class 1 misdemeanor.
Yes, sir.
I found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court.
Yes, sir.
Setting a secured appearance bond of $100,000. If you're able to bond out, you're going to be placed on pretrial services supervision. You're going to be fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. If you bond out, you are not to return to the scene of the crime. No contact with any of the victims. That means no contact with any of your siblings.
Yes, sir.
No contact with any minors. You're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If there are any orders of protection that are placed against you, you have to follow those orders. And you may not live with any of the victims. That means you cannot go back home if you're bond out.
Yes, sir.
You have to find someplace else to go. You're to have no contact with the victims whatsoever by any means, and you're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please step to your left for your paperwork. David Vaquera to the podium. Lajarian Spinks to the chair, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Name and date of birth, please.
David Vaquera, August 1st, 2002.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for 3 counts of disorderly conduct with a weapon, Class 6 felony, one count of endangerment, a Class 6 felony. Found probable cause, I'm assigning you an attorney. Our next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the downtown Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $25,000. If you're able to bond out, you're going to be a pretrial services supervision with an electronic ankle monitor. Furthermore, if you bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any of the victims or witnesses, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If there's any orders of protection that are put out against you, you have to follow those orders, and you may have no contact with any of the victims whatsoever by any means. You're cautioned that a violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, sir?
Can I ask a question? I just wanted to know.
Go ahead. No, come back to the mic, sir.
So it's, my bond is $10,000, but I can pay like a percentage, right?
Your bond is $25,000.
Oh, sorry.
But it's a percentage, though. That's right. It's not cash. It's a percentage. So there's a list of bond companies back in the facility. Go ahead and call those bond companies and try to find the best deal that you can get.
So I can't call my parents and they can't bond
Or
out?
they can do that too. You can call your parents too.
But I can pay a percentage, right? Or do I have to pay the full amount?
I mean, if you use a bond company, you pay a percentage. If your parents are going to pay, they got to pay the full amount.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
you. Please start to fill out your paperwork. Lajarian Spinks to the podium. Victor Gonzalez to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Lajarian Spinks, birth January 23rd, 2001.
Thank you. I apologize for mispronouncing your first name.
That's okay.
You are here on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for aggravated assault with Class 4 felony, simple assault, Class 2 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are going to be July 7th and July 9th in the downtown Superior Court.
Yes, sir.
Setting a secured appearance bond of $15,000. If you're able to bond out, you're going to be placed on pretrial services supervision. You'll be drug tested and monitored. You're going to be fitted with an electronic ankle monitor. Also, if you bond out, you're not to return to the scene of the crime. No contact with any victim or witness. You're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If there's any orders of protection that are put out against you, you got to follow those orders. Most importantly, if you bond out, you cannot live with the alleged victim, even if you're the owner or renter of the property. You're allowed one civil standby with local law enforcement to collect any essential belongings, and you're cautioned that violation of a no victim contact order can lead to a Class 6 felony. All right, sir. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork? Victor Gonzalez to the podium. Josiah Lee to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Victor Gonzalez, 1588.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant and a Superior Court new case. Let me talk to you about what you were arrested on today. Sir, you're arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. Sir, I'm not finding probable cause on this charge today.
Yes, sir.
Just in case, I'm going to assign you an attorney. Your next court date is going to be July 15th. Keep in contact with the court.
Yes, sir.
Keep in contact with your attorney. Just because I'm not finding probable cause today doesn't mean it can go away forever. The prosecutor's office can still file charges, okay?
Yes, sir.
So please show up to court on July 15th. The address is going to be on your paperwork, okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's what you were arrested on today. You were also arrested for a Superior Court arrest warrant. So, sir, probable cause is previously found for shoplifting, a Class 6 felony.
Yeah.
This was alleged to have occurred back in March of 2025.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assigning you an attorney on that as well. Your next court dates on that one, July 7th and July 9th in the downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your judge, it's a $1,500 secured appearance bond.
My,
If you're able to bond out, you're going to be placed on pretrial services supervision. You're not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
yes, sir. I'm not gonna be able to pay off my daughter's birthday support, so I mean, I'm gonna miss the birthday.
Sir,
You can't help
unfortunately,
me?
this $1,500, that was set by your trial judge. So
Yeah.
you're going to see your trial judge on July 7th. You got to talk to them about that bond. I can't do anything about it.
All right.
Your judge said, your trial judge said that one, okay?
Okay.
And actually, when you see your judge on July 7th, make sure to mention this other case that I didn't find probable cause, because by then, this new case that you're arrested on today, it might come back by then, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Josiah Lee to the podium. Matthew Leon to the chair, please. Sir, would you please get your arms out of your sleeves just for this? Thank you. Could I have your name and date of birth, please?
Josiah Lee, August 6, 97.
Thank you. You are here today on a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date is July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your probation violation judge. It's a $1,000 cash bond. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you have to contact your PO within 3 days. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. We're going to take a 2-minute recess. We have to find out who the victims in this case are sitting here for. We're going to take a quick break. She's here on an actual case. She's here on a case, but she doesn't want to speak. This time I'm going to read the victim's rights advisement. If you're the victim of a crime with a case pending before this court, you're advised that you have rights under Arizona law that, among other things, include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, to a speedy trial, to be present in court proceedings, to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defense attorney, to be heard before the court makes a decision on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling, and sentencing, and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you loss. If you have not already been provided with a written statement of all victims' rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office. Victor Gonzalez, no, I'm sorry, Matthew Leon to the podium. Matthew Demore to the chair, please. Name and date of birth.
Matthew Leon, September 19th, 1991.
Thank you. You're here today on out-of-county warrant and a probation violation warrant. Let me talk to you about your out-of-county warrant.
Out of county?
I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's July 3rd. That's at the Dewey-Humboldt City Court.
Oh.
I'm affirming the bond set by the judge up there. It's a $411 secured appearance bond. You also have a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's July 7th. That's here in Maricopa County Superior Court, setting a secured appearance bond of $250. If you're able to bond out on both of your cases, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days.
So I'm stuck here?
Yes, sir.
Why?
And they're also going to, and then for Dewey Humboldt, they'll either transport you or they'll come and get you for your Dewey Humboldt case. All right, sir, if you want, please step to your left for your paperwork. Matthew Demore to the podium. Nathan Champagne to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Matthew Ryan Demore, June 16th, 1991.
Thank you. You are here today on a municipal court new case and a failure to appear warrant. Let me talk to you about your new case. You've been arrested for shoplifting and Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date is July 3rd. That's at the Peoria City Court. I'm just setting a placeholder bond of $50. Sir, you also have a failure to appear warrant. I'm not assigning you a new attorney. You're going to go back to your original attorney. Your next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court. Affirming the bond set by your original judge, that's a $500 secured appearance bond. If you're able to bond out on both your cases, you're going to be placed on pretrial services supervision, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
On my last court date that I missed, I tried calling my attorney. I called the court and they told me I had to call my attorney, and so I called the public defender's office and they told me that I didn't have an assigned attorney, and so I wasn't sure what to do. I was homeless and I lost my vehicle and I wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, sir, I understand, and I don't disbelieve you, but unfortunately, your trial judge has an active warrant out for your arrest, and unfortunately, I can't second guess them in terms of their decision. So I'll leave that date for now. What your next court date is it's on July 7th, so that'll be the next court date that you can talk to your judge and see about having that bond reduced. Okay. If you have a chance to talk to your actually, do you want the name of your defense attorney now? If you have a chance to talk to your defense attorney, let's see what we got here. Peter Whitney. So that's the name of your defense counsel. If you have a chance to be able to talk to Mr. Whitney, then maybe he can get you out sooner than that. But that's the name of your defense counsel, all right?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Nathan Champagne to the podium. Dempsey Ashley to the chair, please. No. Name and date of birth.
Nathan Champagne, 289.
Thank you. You are here today on 2 probation violation warrants. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date is going to be July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting secured appearance bonds of $250 on each of your cases. So that's a total of $500 secured for both of your cases. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Dempsey Ashley to the podium. Mary Moore to the chair, please. Black t-shirt. Long hair. Name and date of birth.
5/11/93.
Name, please.
Deputy Jimmy Ashley.
Thank you. You're here today on 2 probation violation warrants. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting secured appearance bonds of $250 on each case, so total $500 secured for both of your cases. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, sir. Mary Moore to the podium. John Hassett to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Mary Moore, 12/17/69.
Thank you. You are here today on a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date is July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your probation violation judge. It's a $250 secured appearance bond. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, ma'am. John Hassett to the podium. Darren Weber to the chair, please. Name and date of birth.
5576.
Name, please.
John Dana Hassett.
Thank you. You're here today on 2 probation violation warrants. I'm assigning you counsel. Your next court date's gonna be July 7th at the Downtown Superior Court.
May I ask one question?
1 second, let me finish up first. All right. You got secured appearance bonds of $100 on each of your cases, so that's a total of $200 secured. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days.
I have one question.
Sure.
I was just looking to go through, they lost it with the last time they went through and did this to me. I had everything set up. I had halfway house. I had new clinic. I had job, everything. And I got all that set up again. And I was in Circle K, I'm eating, and they went and did this all over again. Last time, they stole all my things. I had brand new drill packs. I had all the tools I needed, everything for it. And they said it was under investigation. It's been 2.5 months now. I call them and find out, say, oh, we don't know where your stuff is at. It wasn't there. We don't know. Well, now I'd like to go through and see if you can go through and cancel the $100. I don't have $100. I'm homeless. I'm trying to rebuild my life. And I'd like to get back out there where I was so I can go through and get the jobs that I already had preset that I was going to go through and perform action with today and the next day and move on. So is there any way I can get the bond reduced to zero and get released? I called my PO and everything. He said there's a violation of probation. I called him last Friday. They stole my cell phone. It took me a week to get it back. Finally, I got it back, so I called him immediately as soon as I got it back and charged it up. And he did not go through and regularly give me a phone call back. He has not communicated with me. So I'd like to go through and see if I can get that done today so I can get back on my feet and get my life back.
All right. So, sir, let me tell you what your probation officer said. Your probation officer said that you failed to keep in touch with him since back in May 23rd of 2025. So it's been a couple months. And from where I'm sitting right now, what you have are 2 valid warrants from your probation violation judge. He's the one that deals with you more often than I do. And I'm not going to second guess my colleague's decision about what he wants to do with your probation violation case. So at this time, I'm not inclined to reduce it to zero because that's the decision that your probation violation judge made to set a bond. So at this point, I'm not inclined to do so, but yeah. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, sorry.
All right.
You're working it.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning.
Hi, and then Kayla Adams to the chair, please. Sir, could I get your name and date of birth?
My name is Darren Weber, Judge. My name is Darren Weber, 7971.
Thank you. You're here today on the Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 15th and July 17th in the Downtown Superior Court. Upon your promise to appear, I'm going to be releasing you today. There's some conditions to your release, okay?
Okay.
You're going to be placed on supervised release, and you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Okay.
Sir, do you understand these conditions?
Yes, I do.
Do you promise to follow these conditions?
Yes, I do.
And you promise to appear on July 15th and July 17th in the Downtown Superior Court?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And do you understand if you don't show up, a warrant will issue for your arrest?
Yes, I do.
Upon promise to appear, I'll be releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services.
Yes.
Sir, that's your responsibility to call them tomorrow during normal business hours.
Okay.
If you fail to call them, you could end up back here. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please step to your left for your paperwork. Kayla Adams to the podium. Roberto Torres to the chair, please. Name and date of birth.
Sheila Adams, February 22nd, 1994.
Thank you. You're here today on a failure to appear warrant. I'm not assigning you new counsel. You're going to go back to your original attorney.
Okay.
Your next court date is going to be July 7th in the Downtown Superior Court. I'm affirming the bond set by your probation violation judge. It's a $100 secured appearance bond. If you're able to bond out, you're not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. The most important thing, if you bond out, you got to contact your PO within 3 days. Fine. Please step to your left for your paperwork, ma'am.
My next court date, what?
Your next court date, July 7th.
July 7th, and am I getting out today?
No, well, unless someone can pay a $100 bond.
When do I get out?
You won't get out unless someone pays $100.
What do you mean? Until my court date?
Yeah, your next court date's July 7th. You're gonna, unless you can pay $100, you're gonna be in jail until July 7th.
So what's today?
Today, June 30th.
That's like 7 days.
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Roberto Torres to the podium. Javier Galindo to the chair, please.
So they may lead successful.
Hi, is interpreter on the line?
Yes, this is interpreter speaking.
Hi, I'm going to be speaking to the defendant now. Could I please have your full name and date of birth?
¿Me puede dar su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento?
Roberto Torres, 621-79.
Roberto Torres, 621-79.
Thank you. You are here on a new case in the Superior Court.
Gracias. Usted está aquí en un nuevo caso en la Corte Superior.
You've been arrested for aggravated assault, a Class 5 felony, resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony, and reckless driving, a Class 2 misdemeanor.
Usted ha sido arrestado por asalto agravado, un delito clasificado, a resistirse al arresto y 6 clases de tipificación que se dividen en clase 2 de minorías.
I have found probable cause, and I'm assigning you an attorney.
Yo le he encontrado causa probable y yo le estoy asignando su This is interpreter. Please allow me a second while I find a word in the dictionary. Y yo le estoy asignando a su abogado.
Your next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court.
Y su próximo día de corte es julio 7 y julio 9 en la Corte Superior del Downtown, del centro de ciudad.
Setting a bond of $500.
Y se le ha asignado una fianza de $500.
If you are able to pay that bond and are released, you are not to return to the scene of the crime, and you may not contact any victim or witness.
Si usted puede pagar esa fianza y usted no retorna a la escena del crimen y usted no contacta a ninguna de las víctimas o testigos.
Also, you are not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
También, si usted no posee ningún arma, ni drogas, ni alcohol.
Please go to your left for your paperwork.
Por favor, vaya a la izquierda por su papeleo.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Javier Cepeda Galindo. Could I have your full name and date of birth?
¿Me puede dar su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento?
Francisco Javier Cepeda Galindo, 11 de agosto de 1993.
August 11, 1983.
Your full name, please.
¿Su nombre completo, por favor?
Francisco Javier Cepeda Galindo.
This is the interpreter speaking. I couldn't hear the Spanish speaker very well.
Could you please ask him to speak more clearly?
¿Puedes repetirlo un poquito más claro? Su nombre completo, por favor.
Francisco Javier Cepeda Galindo.
Francisco Javier Cepeda Galindo.
Thank you. You are here on a new case in the Superior Court.
Gracias. Usted está aquí en un nuevo caso en la Corte Superior.
You've been arrested for auto theft, a Class 3 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony.
Usted ha sido arrestado por un robo de auto, un delito grave, clase 3, posesión de armas peligrosas, una felonía, un delito grave, clase 4, resistirse al arresto, un delito grave, clase 6.
I have found probable cause as to auto theft.
Y yo encontré causa probable para el robo de auto.
I am not finding probable cause for the possession of dangerous drugs and the resisting arrest.
Y yo no encontré causa probable por la posesión de drogas peligrosas y resistencia al arresto.
I'm assigning you an attorney, and your next court dates are July 15 and July 17 in the Downtown Superior Court.
Y yo le estoy asignando un abogado. Sus próximos días de corte son julio 15 y julio 17 en la Corte Superior del centro de la ciudad.
If you promise to appear, I will be releasing you today, but there are conditions to your release.
Si usted se compromete a volver a aparecer, yo lo voy a dejar libre en el día de hoy, pero hay condiciones para liberarlo.
You are going to be placed on supervised release, and you are not to return to the scene of the crime with no contact with any victim or witness.
Usted va a ser liberado con supervisión y usted se va a comprometer que usted no va a retornar a la escena del crimen y no va a tener contacto con ninguna víctima o con ningún testigo.
You are also not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Y usted no puede poseer ninguna droga, armas, o alcohol.
Do you understand all of these conditions?
¿Usted entiende todas estas condiciones?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you promise to follow all of these conditions?
¿Y usted promete seguir todas estas condiciones?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you promise to appear on July 15 and July 17 at the Downtown Superior Court?
¿Y usted promete aparecer en julio 15 y julio 17 en la Corte Superior del centro de la ciudad?
Yes.
We need Interpreter, please repeat that.
This is interpreter repeating. Yes.
Do you understand if you don't show up, a warrant will be issued for your arrest?
Y usted entiende que si usted no aparece, una orden de arresto se va a realizar en su contra.
¿Sí?
Yes.
I will be releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services.
Yo lo voy a liberar con la supervisión del servicio antes del juicio, del prejuicio.
It is your responsibility to call them during normal business hours.
Usted es responsable de llamarlos a ellos en las horas normales laborables.
If you fail to call them, you will end up back here. Do you understand?
Si usted no los llama, usted va a regresar aquí. ¿Usted no entiende eso?
No, sí.
This is the interpreter speaking. Couldn't hear the Spanish response. Do you authorize me to request a repetition?
Yeah, well, please ask him to speak up or speak more clearly.
Señor, ¿puede repetir su respuesta un poquito más alto y más claro?
Es que no entendí.
What happened is that I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
You have to contact pretrial services during normal business hours. If you do not do that, you will end up back here. Do you understand that?
Usted tiene que llamar al servicio de prejuicio para reportarse en horas normales de trabajo. Si usted no lo hace, usted va a retornar aquí. ¿Usted entiende eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, please go to your left for your paperwork.
Por favor, vaya a la izquierda por su papeleo.
Sí.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you for calling Lion Bridge for your language needs. My pleasure.
For the last two individuals, I'll be visiting back their cell. They pose a risk of harm to themselves or to others. Maurice Denton, date of birth 4/8/92, is here on a Superior Court new case. Arrested for aggravated domestic violence, classified felony, assault, classified misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning counsel. Next court dates are July 7th and July 9th in the Downtown Superior Court. Setting a cash bond of $50,000 if he's able to post bond pretrial services with the electronic ankle monitoring. Not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Must obey any orders of protection, may not contact with the victim whatsoever. Christopher Hain, date of birth 3/11/95, is here on a Superior Court grand jury warrant. Grand jury has found probable cause as to aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, committed on or about November 20, 2024. I am assigning counsel. Next court date is July 8th in the Downtown Superior Court. Forming the bond, $10,000 secured with pretrial services supervision. If you post bond, not to return to the scene of the crime, no contact with any victim or witness, not to possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. After visiting these individuals back at their cell, if I'm to make any changes to these release conditions, I will come back on the record to make those changes. This concludes the 5 a.m. calendar.
execute a warrant for your arrest on allegations that you violated your probation in CR 2022-110727. In that matter, I am appointing you an attorney, and I'm setting a hearing on July 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am, pursuant to that arrest warrant, setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $150. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, I am reminding you you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Officer has your paperwork. Go ahead, step to the left. Gerardo Ferrer, please, and then Keisha Beverly.
Hello.
Hello. All right, sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Gerardo Ferrer.
And Mr. Ferrer, what's your date of birth?
5490.
Thank you. All right, you are here today, sir, because Maricopa County Superior Court issued a warrant for your arrest on allegations that you violated your probation, in your case, CR 2024-152891. In that matter, I am appointing you an attorney, and I am setting a hearing on July 7th at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Pursuant to that arrest warrant, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, I'm reminding you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Officer will have your paperwork for you. Go ahead, step to the left.
Okay, thank you.
Keisha Beverly, please.
Take off your hood, take off your head, and I'm on the part of this study.
I'm not used to it.
All right, ma'am.
I can't read. I can't afford no bill.
Okay. Hold on just a second, ma'am.
I've never been to jail. I never did anything wrong.
Okay. All right.
I got disability. I don't understand none of this.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, can you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Keisha Beverly.
And Miss Beverly, what's your date of birth?
1979.
Thank you. And you were arrested yesterday on charges of threatening.
He came to me for no reason.
Okay, ma'am, you need to listen to me right now. You were arrested yesterday on threatening, intimidating, and property damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, fighting, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and assault, Class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for all of those. Because of the nature of the charges, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney for you today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your...
He came to me yesterday.
Okay, ma'am. I am setting a hearing on July 9th at 1 p.m. in the Buckeye Municipal Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $750. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you may not return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim. All right, full release conditions are going to be in your paperwork. Do you want to say something to me now?
He came to me last night about my phone. It started about my phone. I can't afford no bill. I can't afford nothing. I have disability. I had to call I don't know my uncle's phone number. I have no phone. I don't know nobody's phone number.
Okay. All right.
I have nowhere to get home. I want to go home. That's all I care about. I go to court. I don't care. I have a court date coming up on the next day. I have to be there. If I don't, for my sister.
If you have a court date in your matter, make sure you let detention officers know that, and they can arrange for you to appear remotely if they don't already have that information. All right, I'm leaving the bond set where I set it. I'm going to ask you, go ahead, step to the left. Officers have your paperwork for you.
I have it on 10 o'clock this Tuesday.
Okay. Donald Sattler, please, and then Todd Jones.
Here.
All right, sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Donald Sattler,
And Mr. Sattler, what's your date of birth?
1/11/71.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on 2 charges. The first charge we're going to talk about is unlawful flight from law enforcement. That's a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause for that. You were also arrested on DUI charges. However, based upon the very limited information that I have in front of me, I'm not finding probable cause for that, simply because the Form 4, which is the information I reviewed, didn't have any factual information about DUI. That doesn't mean that the allegations are dismissed, and formal charges may nevertheless be filed for that violation. I am appointing you an attorney, and I'm setting 2 hearings, the first on July 15th at 8:30 and the next one on July 17th at 8:30, both in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Will you go to those?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. That means you need to register with pretrial services, and they will do things like remind you of your hearing dates, give you bus passes if you need bus passes to get to your hearing, okay? All right, go ahead, step to the left. Officer has your paperwork for you. Todd Jones, please, and then Jennifer DeHay.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, state your name for the record.
Todd Jones,
And Mr. Jones, what's your date of birth?
8/17/69.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on charges of assault, Class 1 misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, also a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for both of those. Because of the nature of the charges, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney here for you today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 16th at 1 p.m. in the Goodyear Municipal Court. Will you go to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not from here. I just moved here 9 months ago, and I don't have a job. I've had 4 back surgeries. I can't work. But if I have to be here, I'll have to be here. My plan was I was already moving. I had all my stuff packed, and then I was heading out the door and going to Georgia, and that's all. But I mean, if I have to be here, I guess I'll have to do what I have to do to defend myself.
Okay. So I'm going to need you to be here at least until July 16th at 1 p.m. for that hearing in front of the Goodyear Municipal Court, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to release you based upon your promise to appear. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. However, because of the nature of the charges, you may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. You have not had contact with the alleged victim.
Okay.
You may not reside at the same location as any alleged victim, or go back to the residence of the alleged victim, okay? Even if you are the owner or renter. You can arrange for 1 civil standby with law enforcement if you need to get any of your essential belongings.
Okay, thank you.
All right, go ahead, step left. Officer has your paperwork.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Jennifer Tahey, please, and then Anthony Castro. All right, ma'am, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Jennifer Tahey.
And Ms. Tahey, what is your date of birth?
7/31/1987.
Thank you. And you are here today because you were arrested yesterday on charges of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for that. Based upon the information you provided to pretrial services, I'm finding that you are not indigent, so I'm not appointing an attorney for you today. You may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 15th at 9:30 a.m. in the White Tank Justice Court. Will you go to that?
Yes.
Okay, based upon your promise to appear, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. However, you are subject to certain release conditions. They are no returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no having contact with any alleged victim. You may not reside at the same location as any alleged victim or go to the alleged victim's residence, even if you are an owner or renter of the residence. If you presently reside with any alleged victims, you're going to need to find an alternative residence. You can arrange for 1 civil standby with law enforcement to collect any essential belongings. All right? Go ahead, step to left. Officer has your paperwork. Anthony Castro, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. All right, sir, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Anthony Castro.
And what's your date of birth?
02/22/2002.
Okay, and you were arrested yesterday on charges of harassment. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Based upon the information you provided to pretrial services, I'm finding that you are not indigent, and even if you were entitled to have me appoint an attorney, I'm not going to appoint you an attorney today. You may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 18th at 10 a.m. in the Moon Valley Justice Court. Will you go to that?
Yeah.
Okay, based upon your promise to appear, I am releasing you on your own recognizance. However, you're subject to certain release conditions. I understand that you and the alleged victim do not live together. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Nevertheless, you may not have any contact with the alleged victim, okay?
Okay.
And in the event that she gets an order of protection or injunction against harassment, you would need to abide by those terms, okay? All right, go ahead, step to the left.
Thank you.
Stephen Campbell, please, and then Sky Burgos. All right, Mr. Campbell, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Stephen Campbell,
And Mr. Campbell, what's your date of birth?
10/28/1995.
Thank you. All right, you were arrested yesterday on 3 charges. They're removing a theft detection device. That's a Class 6 felony. And shoplifting, removal of goods, that's a misdemeanor. And shoplifting concealment, also a misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for those violations. Based upon the information you provided to pretrial services, I am finding that you are not indigent, so I am not appointing an attorney for you today. You may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting 2 hearings in your case, the first on July 15th at 8:30 and the next one on July 17th at 8:30, both in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Will you go to those?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
All right, based upon your promise to appear, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You are subject to certain release conditions. That includes no returning to the scene of the alleged crime or having any contact with any alleged victim. And I just... Yes. Yes, sorry, I was just checking to make sure that I wasn't missing something that I needed to include. And I think we're good. So go ahead, step to the left. Officer has your paperwork for you. Sky Burgos, please, and then Tiffany Jacket. Hi, Ms. Burgos. Go ahead, state your name for the record.
Sky Burgos.
And Ms. Burgos, what's your date of birth?
04/30/02.
All right, and you were arrested yesterday on charges of shoplifting, removal of goods, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and shoplifting concealment. That's also a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause for both of those. Because of the nature of the charges, you are not entitled to have me appoint an attorney for you here today. However, you may, of course, retain an attorney at your own expense to represent you. I am setting a hearing on July 16th at 1 p.m. in the Goodyear Municipal Court. Will you go to that?
Yeah.
Okay, then based upon your promise to appear, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. However, subject to certain release conditions. Those include no returning to the scene of the alleged crime, okay? Officer will have your paperwork for you. Go ahead, step to the left. Tiffany Jacket, please. All right, ma'am, go ahead, state your name for the record.
Tiffany Jerry Jacket.
All right. Ms. Jacket, what is your date of birth?
It's February 25th, 1996.
Thank you. You were arrested yesterday on charges of shoplifting, a Class 4 felony. I am appointing you an attorney. I am setting hearings on July 15th at 9:30. I'm sorry, let me back up. July 15th at 8:30 and July 17th at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. Will you go to those?
Yes, I will.
Okay, I'm going to, based upon your promise to appear, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. Few things to note, though. Full release conditions are in your paperwork, but I'm going to call out a few. One, you can't return to the scene of the alleged crime, all right? And you may not have any contact with any co-defendant. Okay, go ahead, step left. All right, and with Ms. Jacket, I think that is everybody.
Yes, Your Honor, except the one house call.
Except the one house call. All right. We have one house call today. The house call is William Anthony Zerkley. Mr. Zerkley's date of birth is September 13th, 1981. Mr. Zerkley was arrested yesterday on charges of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and discharge of a firearm in city limits, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for both of those. I am appointing him an attorney. I'm setting 2 hearings, the first on July 7th at 8:30, and the next one on July 9th at 8:30, both in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. My intention is to set a secured appearance bond in Mr. Zerkley's case in the amount of $50,000. In the event that anything changes after I talk to Mr. Zerkley, I will update my written order. And with that, we are going off the record, and we will reconvene at 11. She's on her way.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for Monday, June 30th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of June will apply to all of the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here this morning, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I'll ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll ask the next two people that I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door. So if you would please listen carefully for your name and go from where you are now to the second chair, and then I'll ask you to move to the first chair from there into the courtroom. I know that might seem a little bit silly, but I promise you all, if you do that for me, it will make this calendar move much faster than if you were all to go from where you are now into the courtroom. Once you're in the courtroom and you're behind the gray podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will explain to you why you're here this morning. After that, I'll tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Those lawyers are sometimes called public defenders. You all have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. Whether or not you qualify for a public defender, you have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you at any time if you wish to. After we talk about lawyers, I'll give you all the next court hearing dates and times you'll be required to attend after this court hearing. And the last thing that we'll do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody today. If you are, we will go over on what terms and conditions you can be released. In addition to that right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. That means anything that you do choose to say in the courtroom this morning will be preserved on the recording and it can be used against you. Unless you have already made arrangements with a private lawyer to represent you in this hearing, you will not have a lawyer present for your defense. Because most of you will not have a lawyer in here and because anything you say could be used against you, I will strongly caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. Save any statements, questions, comments you might want to make about the facts of your case for a hearing where you have legal counsel present to discuss that with before you make any statements.
Last thing I'll tell you all before we get started is that all of the information that I give you while you're in the courtroom will be contained in a written document called a release order. You will get a copy of that when you're done in the courtroom and you step back into the room that you're in right now. So please don't feel like you need to memorize information we go through in the courtroom, but please keep that paperwork with you, because as long as you have that paperwork, come tomorrow, next week, a month from now, you can still look back at it and you'll have all the information you got here in the courtroom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please have Riley Fausel and counsel up at the podium? Alexander Lerma, if you would please take a seat in the first chair right inside this door. Justin Blackwater, if you please have a seat in that second blue chair.
And Your Honor, if we could have just a couple more minutes, is that okay?
I'll give you 2 or 3.
Understood, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Lerma, if you would walk all the way into the courtroom, please. Then Mr. Blackwater, if you'd shift over to that first chair. Courtney Darris, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Alexander Lerma, June 10, 1983.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lerma. You're here on 2 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an allegation of a new offense. That allegation is 1 count of burglary. It is a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 7th, and then you'll have a preliminary hearing July 9th. Both of those hearings will be at 8:30, and they'll both be in the Superior Court downtown. On that new allegation, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is an allegation that that new charge violated Term 1 of your probation. In that probation case, I've also appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearing in the probation matter will be a revocation arraignment hearing. It will also take place July 7th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the probation matter, you are not eligible for release on bond. That means you will stay in custody without bail at least until that probation hearing on the 7th. Because of that, I encourage you to wait until after that hearing before attempting to post your bond on that new case. Do you understand that information?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lerma. You can step back, grab your paperwork, and then head back to your left. Justin Blackwater, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Darris, if you would shift over one, please, and then if I could have Devin Volk to the second chair. Good morning, sir. Can I have your name and date of birth?
Justin Terrell Blackwater, June 16th, 1984.
Thank you, Mr. Blackwater. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated assault, that's a Class 3 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct involving weapons, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 7th, and then a preliminary hearing July 9th. Both of those hearings will be at 8:30. They'll both be in the Superior Court downtown. On those allegations, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means you can use a bonding company to post that bond if you choose to. If you do post that bond and you are released, you cannot return to the scene where any of the events giving rise to any of these allegations took place. You cannot have contact with any alleged victims or witnesses. You are prohibited from possessing any weapons or from consuming any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released from custody. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Blackwater. You can step back and get your paperwork. Mr. Carpel, are you and your client ready now? Okay, good morning to you both. Can I start by asking you, Mr. Fausel, to state your name and date of birth?
Riley Fausel, 04/17/2006.
Thank you very much. An appearance of counsel for the state. Good morning, Ms. Sauer. Thank you for joining us. And last but not least, appearance of counsel for the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. David Campbell with DM Cantor. Our office entered a limited notice of appearance for Mr. Fausel for the purposes of this hearing only.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Campbell. I apologize. I think the notice of appearance was signed by a Carpel, but your same firm appearing for him?
Yes,
okay.
Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Campbell. I'll get that updated in the release order. And It is limited, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fausel, you are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. It is a Class 5 felony, and 2 counts of reckless driving. They are both Class 2 misdemeanors. Based on my review of the information provided to me by law enforcement in a document called a Form 4, I am inclined to find probable cause to support these allegations. Before I do that, any additional information or argument regarding probable cause from the state, Ms. Sauer? Okay. Mr. Campbell, any argument or any other facts you'd like me to consider in regards to probable cause only? We'll get to release here in a minute.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I am finding probable cause to support those allegations. Mr. Fausel, I have determined that you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. What that means is I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I understand Mr. Campbell is here for purposes of this hearing only. You have every right to make an agreement with him, his firm, or any other private lawyer going forward if you wish to. But if no additional agreement is reached, you will be represented after this hearing by the public defender's office. And Mr. Campbell, I'm sorry, can you tell me your first name again?
David?
Are you 007628?
037022.
But you're not with the public defender's office?
No,
Were you previously?
I was.
Okay.
Several years ago.
Can we fix that? No. Is it okay if I leave Mr. Karpel on there?
Yes.
I can update you, but our system shows you with the public defender's office, and I don't want additional documentation to go to the PD's office instead of to Cantor's office.
Understood. Yeah, Mr. Jason Carpel is one of the partners at our firm. It's perfectly acceptable to leave him as the appointed attorney.
Okay, I will leave him on here just so that any future notices go to Cantor's office. I don't want you to feel disrespected by not putting your name. I don't want any paperwork to get lost in the PD's office for Mr. Fausel.
No issue. Understood. Thank you.
Okay, next court dates before I move to release. Your next court hearings, Mr. Fausel, will be a status conference July 7th, and then you will have a preliminary hearing July 9th. Both of them are going to be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. All right, regarding release and or any specific release conditions requested, can I please hear argument from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Even though the defendant doesn't have any prior felony convictions, the state believes he's a significant flight risk due to the actions here. In looking through the Form 4 and the details and the locations, and putting it together, the startup and Anthem, the defendant was driving speeds over 100 miles per hour, fled law enforcement, must have gone southbound on I-17 all the way to the 101, then went the wrong way on the 101, and turned around, took the 101 all the way down to I-10, and then continued westbound on I-10 to Buckeye. So this spans 3 different highways, wrong way driving, excessive speed, endangered countless individuals on the highway during this time. And for those reasons, the state believes that $10,000 security clearance bond is appropriate.
Thank you, Ms. Sauer. Response, counter argument, recommendation regarding release, Mr. Campbell.
Yes, Your Honor. We would be asking that he be either released to his own recognizance or to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring. He is not a risk of failure to appear in the future, and he's not an ongoing risk or danger to the community. He was born here in Arizona. He's lived in Arizona his entire life. He's 19 years old. He lives with his parents. He pays for most things on his own. He is gainfully employed. He has been full-time for the last year. He did recently graduate from high school, but he does, like I say, he does rely on his parents for most things. He does pay for many things many things on his own. He's got 6 siblings. He has family ties here in Arizona. He doesn't have a passport. He has no future plans of leaving the state anytime soon. He has two siblings who are autistic, who he does assist his parents in caring for, so he is needed at home. He poses no risk of failure to appear. He and his family have retained private counsel for this purpose here. He's not going to throw away the opportunity to get out of custody. He will absolutely appear at his next court date. And for those reasons, Your Honor, we would ask that he be released either OR or on electronic monitoring with pretrial services.
Okay. Thank you both very much. I have reviewed Mr. Fausel's criminal history or lack thereof. I do note that he does not have a criminal history. Mr. Campbell, I hear you telling me he is gainfully employed and that he does have ties to the community. But I also hear the state's argument that based on the nature of the allegations in this case, Mr. Fausel's alleged driving activity posed a substantial risk of harm to the traveling public. I'm also concerned that if these allegations are true, he showed a substantial disregard for the safety of others on the road. So I am inclined to impose a bond in this case because of the public danger imposed by the nature of these allegations. I'm going to impose a $2,500 secured appearance bond. Mr. Fausel, that means you could use a bonding company to post that bond. Mr. Campbell can likely communicate with your family as to how that could happen. There's also a list of bonding companies back in the jail if you would like to call them yourself. If you do get that bond posted and you're released from custody, while you are out of custody, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you cannot operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. So if your license is administratively suspended, you cannot operate a vehicle. If it has not been, then you are free to operate a motor vehicle, but if you do so, you must comply with all the rules of the road, including listed speed limits. Anything else I need to address before I excuse this matter, Ms. Sauer?
No, you're right.
All right, anything else, Mr. Campbell?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Would you like your client to have a copy of the release order or all to you?
If you could have a copy, that would be great.
Okay, we'll get copies to both of you. If you'd like another minute, I have the rest of the calendar, so you're free to take another minute in the room with your client.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Sauer, you are also free to be excused. Are you going to head out? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, Courtney Darris, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Volk, if you'd shift over, then if I could have Ulysses Robinson into the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Courtney Darris, July 22nd, 1990.
Thank you, Mr. Darris. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It is a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation, and I appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 7th and then a preliminary hearing July 9th, both of them at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that new allegation, you have a $10,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released, you are prohibited from possessing any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
I just got a baby, it was just a little baby machete knife.
I would encourage you not to make any statements because anything you say could be used against you, and you don't have a lawyer here, and I don't think a lawyer would appreciate you making that statement. Any questions about your release conditions?
So I'm not being released?
Not unless you post that bond. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, you can step back to your left and get your paperwork. Thank you, Mr. Darris. Step back to your left and get your paperwork. Okay, Devin Volk, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Lupita Canez, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Kevin Taylor Volk, June 13th, 1992.
Thank you, Mr. Volk. You are here on 3 probation violation warrants. In all 3 cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer for you in all 3 cases. Your next court hearing in each of these 3 matters will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing. It is scheduled for July 7th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On these 3 warrants, you have a total secured appearance bond of $5,750. It is $5,000 on one of the warrants, $500 on the second, $250 on the third.
What are the new charges?
It's not new charges. The allegations are that you committed violations of the terms of your probation. So there's not an allegation that you've committed a new criminal offense. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Volk. You can step back and get your paperwork. Ulysses Robinson, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Geneva Guzman, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. Good morning, sir. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Ulysses Robinson, 7/26/86.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. You are here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is one count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. It is a Class 5 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation and appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearing on that new allegation will be a status conference July 7th, and then after that you'll have a preliminary hearing July 9th. Those two hearings will be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that new allegation, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter you're here on is an allegation that that new charge violated Term 1 of your probation. In the probation matter, I've also appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing in the probation case will be a revocation arraignment. It will also be July 7th at 8:30 downtown. On the probation matter, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. So your total bond will be $5,500. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
I'm trying to make sure I do.
Sure.
So, you said I have charging a probation violation or bond or whatever, and altogether, what is it?
Altogether, it's $5,500. $5,000 on the new allegation, $500 on the probation violation.
Yeah. I just had a long time trying to think. Yesterday was my son's birthday, and then I got psychotherapy this week, so I'm trying to figure it out.
You can use a bonding company. If you want to explore that avenue, you can contact bonding. Back in the jail, there's a list of bonding companies and their phone numbers posted in various different places. You can find one of those lists. All of those companies on that list accept collect calls from the jail, and they're all open 24/7. So you could find one of those lists and call one, two, or all of them if you want to see what requirements a bonding company might impose, and if you can find one that can work with your circumstances. The other options are somebody can go to the 4th Avenue Bonds and Fines office and post the full bond for you, or you could self-bond out if you have money on your jail books. Anything else?
No, thank you.
All right.
I'm trying to, but I'm not trying to hold up the court or anything.
Well, if you have questions, questions about your release conditions, now's the time to ask them. If you have questions or concerns about the nature of the charges, you would want to talk to a lawyer, and in your paperwork, you have the number to the Public Defender's Office. So you could call them about substantive questions, but if you have questions about your release conditions, you should ask them now, because once you step out of here, your hearing will be over. So if you have questions for me about how to bond out or anything like that, go ahead, ask them now. Jail staff can help you too if you think of something once you walk out.
No, it's just as far as I'm just trying to get understanding of that, so I was just get a hold of my counsel or case manager to get a hold of my family.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Get a hold of my case manager, get a hold of my family, and they should be able to take care of that. Or
case manager through the court or case manager through a behavioral health?
Behavioral health.
Okay, they can, yes, your case manager will likely be able to help you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is he younger?
Lupita Canas, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Esteban Lopez, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair, please. Officer Carter, would you wake Mr. Lopez up? I think he's white hoodie here. Right, you want to face me? Yep, can I have your name and date of birth?
Lupita Canas, 01/31/1984.
Thank you, Ms. Canas. You're here on two different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a child support arrest warrant. In that case, the family court judge presiding over your family case has issued a warrant and imposed a cash purge in the amount of $613.50. That amount is the amount that you must post in cash in order to be eligible for release on that child support warrant. Under Arizona law, I cannot modify, reduce, or eliminate the amount of that cash purge. I am, however, required to ask you two questions. Before I ask you these questions, I will tell you, you are not under any obligation to answer these questions. You can simply say, no, thank you, I choose not to answer. I will accept that and move on. First question is there anything that you wish the court to know about being held in custody unless and until that cash purge is paid?
Well, right now I'm trying to get this. There was a job. I'm waiting for the interview to come up. They
So I was waiting to get my social security card. They said they were waiting for it to come in, or I don't know what happened with it. But I was trying to get that, and I've been talking to their dad, so I've been giving them money and stuff all the time. I see them all the time. And my daughter's having a baby. My daughter's having a baby next month, so I don't want to, mess anything up with that.
Okay. Second question, again, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Is there anything you want the court to know about your present ability to pay the cash purge?
No, I think I can try to have somebody help me out with that.
Okay. All right, then I am affirming the cash purge on your child support arrest case. It is a $613.50 cash purge. Whether or not you pay that amount, you have to attend a return hearing on this warrant back in the family court. That hearing will be July 3rd at 10 a.m. If you post the cash purge and you're out of custody, you'll be responsible for getting yourself to that hearing. If you don't post the cash purge and you're still in custody, MCSO will transport you downtown for that hearing. But you're also here on allegations of new criminal charges. Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause to support those 2 new criminal allegations, and I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court hearings on the criminal charges will be after your family court hearing. On the criminal allegations, you'll have a status conference July 7th and then a preliminary hearing July 9th, both at 8:30 downtown. On the criminal allegation, you have a $50 cash bond. So your total bond for both cases in order to get out of custody will be $663.50. It is all cash. If you do post that and you are released, in addition to getting yourself to all of your next court hearings, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Cannon. You can step back and get all of your paperwork. Geneva Guzman, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Lopez, if you'd shift over, and then if I could have Nathaniel Poindexter into the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
8/2046.
And what's your name?
Geneva Guzman.
Thank you. You are here on 3 probation violation warrants. In all 3 cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated term 5. I've appointed a lawyer for you in all 3 cases. Your next court hearing will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing. It is scheduled for July 7th at 8:30. It'll be in the probation court downtown. On those 3 warrants, you have a total secured appearance bond of $1,000. It's $500 on one of the warrants, $250 on the other 2. Again, $1,000 total, all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Guzman. You can step back and get your paperwork. Please don't forget your hat. Esteban Lopez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Sean Shabacker, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Esteban Lopez, 5/16/81.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. You are here on 3 probation violation warrants. In all 3 cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 1, 3, 5, and 7. I've appointed a lawyer for you in all 3 cases. Your next court hearing in each of these 3 matters will be a revocation arraignment. It is scheduled for July 7th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On each of the 3 warrants, you have a $250 secured appearance bond. So your total bond will be $750. It is all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lopez. You can step back and get your paperwork. Nathaniel Poindexter, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Shayna Holmes, if you would please work your way to the second chair. If you would please pull your arms out of your shirt and then give me your name and date of birth.
Sorry.
Thank you.
My name is Nathaniel Lewis Poindexter at 03/09/1993.
Thank you, Mr. Poindexter. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer for you in both of those cases. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing July 7th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On one of those warrants, you have a $250 secured appearance bond. On the second, it's $100.
I'm asking to be released because I have a dog of my own and I was asleep in the backyard of when the sheriff's department showed up, please.
Okay. So here's what I'll tell you. You do have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release. It's $350 total secured appearance. If you have $350 total for both warrants, you could use a bonding company if you can find one that will work with you. If you do not post that bond and you stay in custody and you have concerns about the welfare of an animal, you can talk to jail staff. There is a phone number to the Arizona Animal Care and Control.
I can't do that. She is my service dog.
Yeah, you can call them. It is their responsibility to care for the welfare of dogs. So you should tell them.
She is my emotional therapy.
I understand.
I have a surgery also coming up.
Okay.
And I have followed all probational violations. I was asleep in this backyard of this lady's house.
Okay. So I'm going to encourage you not to make any additional statements because anything that you say could be used against you, and I
don't care anymore.
To a crime. So go ahead and step back to your left, get your paperwork. You have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release.
What is the total bond?
$350. All right, thank you, sir. Sean Shaybacker, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Samuel Ambrose, if you'd please work your way to the second chair. What is going on with the mic? Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Sean Shabacher, November 17th, 91.
Thank you, Mr. Shabacher. I apologize for what's going on with the audio. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll power through. Okay, you are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 2 counts of disorderly conduct. They are both Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations. Because they are misdemeanor offenses, the nature of those charges does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. You do still have the right to the assistance of counsel. You'll just have to hire a lawyer to represent you if you wish to be represented by a lawyer. Your next court hearing on these allegations will be an arraignment hearing. It will take place July 17th. It'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Peoria Municipal Court. I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance, which means you would be released from custody without having to post a bond. That assumes that you are willing and able to voluntarily attend your next court hearing July 17th at 9 o'clock. Are you able and willing to voluntarily attend that hearing?
July 17th, 9 o'clock at Peoria Municipal Court?
Yes, and you'll have the date, time, address, and phone number for that court in your paperwork.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you then. You will be released. Once you are out of custody, you cannot initiate contact with any alleged victims or witnesses. My understanding is that those are the people in potentially the unit across the way. So I'm not saying you can't go home. I'm not saying they can't be there, but if you happen to run into those people, please do not initiate contact with them. Don't be rude or anything, just politely move along. You don't need to make contact, don't try to talk to them, just go in and out of your home without acknowledging that they're there. Once you're out of custody, you also cannot possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, at least until your first hearing on the 17th. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Shayna Holmes, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Stacy Woods, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Shayna Holmes, 4/18/78.
Thank you, Ms. Holmes. You're here on 2 different matters. Both of them allege new allegations against you, but in 2 different ways. The first one is a direct complaint, which is a written document that alleges new allegations against you. The allegations in that direct complaint are 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The direct complaint alleges that those offenses were all committed March 21st of 2024. The second matter you're here on is a new criminal allegation based on a new arrest. That allegation is 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, allegedly committed today, June 30th. In both of these cases, I've appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings in each of these 2 cases will be the same.